is October 19th, 2024, and it is a gorgeous day here. Hello, Roger in Athens. Hello, Olia in Poland, and Media in Finland, and Ida Marie in the US, and Isabel in Chile, and Stephen in Australia. Wow, a whole bunch of you here waiting already for me. That's fantastic. What a great start to things. And great start, like I was saying, here it is beautiful. It's about 11 degrees Celsius right now, but it's going up to 21. So I won't even need this sweater a little bit later on today. And the plan is today is to get out here and do a little yard work, including this giant weed back here. It's time to razor that to the ground and get it all bagged up for the garbage guy. There are still a ton of leaves to fall, so I'm thinking about maybe mowing the lawn one last time, and then there'll be lots of leaves to rake up for sure. But yeah, I thought maybe we would come outside. You can see some of the colors that are still around here, so I'll flip this off of me, and so you can see what it kind of looks like in the neighborhood while we're talking. Thank you, Isabel. I mean, you're seeing some. This aren't my neighbor's tree here. You got the blue sky behind, the bright red tree. It's fantastic. Even if you look in the backyard at some of the trees in my yard and there, I mean, the oranges in the tree. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, I may have to switch on to a data in the background in order to do this. So we're gonna stick around here. You can see some of the other stuff. Media's still awake, Steve's still awake. That's good. It's still early for some of you. Let's wander this way. Some sticks on the ground, things that need to be cleaned up. This is the time of year where I've got to do some pruning and, you know, cut back all this stuff that has all the leaves fallen off already. You can see the backyard, the grapevine. A lot of the leaves are off the grapevines now. 13 degrees in Port Lincoln at 1:30 in the morning. And you can see the colors of the backyard and the lawn with a little bit of leaves on this side. I have trees to prune there and stuff to, yeah, there's all sorts of work to be done back here. You can see the blanket of leaves. The crunching under my feet. Hopefully you can hear my voice. But look at the nice blue sky we have today. It is going to be a day for cleaning up a bit. I had a tree branch up here that had snapped and was dangling, so I got rid of that yesterday. So you'll see that behind the shed there. I don't know if we'll have some more fires going soon or not. Everybody's got their weather reports going in. It's 11 degrees in Finland. So it's the same temperature as it is here right now, but like I said, it's going to go up to 21. Looks like a postcard. I guess you could make a postcard out of it. There's certainly beautiful colors all around. Even in the plants that are getting ready to hibernate for the winter, all these hostas. But you can see the back lawn in this section compared to my neighbors. I need to run the lawnmower over it one more time. Try not to shoot into the sun. 12 degrees in Concepcion, Chile. Very cloudy. And we could kick the leaves around in the backyard. When the kids were younger, we used to have a play structure right here. And so I used to rake up all the leaves and they could jump in it off the swings and all sorts of stuff. There was a play structure here and there was a trampoline there, and all the grass underneath was dead from the trampoline, so I'm glad that that's been fixed. But yeah, it's amazing how things have changed throughout the years. Even the size of these grapevines that have just grown and grown and grown and have gone up into the trees. And so all the grapes are now gone, all the kiwis are gone, the apples are gone. The fruit season has come and gone. as we prepare for winter in the next couple months. So what's going on with everybody else? We have had the weather report. We've done the walk around. Like I said, I was going to walk around the neighborhood, but it looks like the connection is not going to hold for me today. So we won't do that. You can see all the stuff here I got to get cleaned up. There's a lot of yard work to do. We'll go back up the front. Welcome, Christopher. Yeah, there's a nice time between fall and winter here. So where it's still kind of warm. The leaves are changing color, so it's nice and beautiful. I just walked through a spider web. And yeah. So people always ask, what's your favorite season? For me, I'm a summer person. I like the heat, I like the warmth. But there is some interesting things too about the fall that I like. Winter I'm not so keen on. What else do we have here? What kind of weather you'll get in New Hampshire? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Some say it'll be a bad winter because we've had good winters the last couple of years, and other people say that winter will be mild again this year. So it depends on which weather report you'd like to listen to, I guess. Yeah, apple season. I guess there's still people that are out picking apples. Not in my yard, but you can still go out there. September, early October is usually the apple picking season here. That's fantastic, Olia. I knew that Charmaine was over there. I hadn't heard from her since she arrived in Poland, but it's good to hear that Monday she'll be with you. Steven's got apricots on his tree. If the parrots don't eat them all, that'd be cool to see the parrots. You'll have to take pictures of the parrots in your yard. Getting a lot of figs on his neighbor's tree. That's cool. The different things that grow in different climates. Not a lot of fig trees here, and nor apricots. Christopher's got a few apples left to pick on his tree. Yeah, if we go down the side, you can see that there aren't any apples left to be picked. I'm hoping that none of my apples have fallen onto my neighbor's yard either, because I hate when he has to mow his lawn and my apples are all over it. You can see it's still lots of leaves on these grapevines, but the grapes are all gone. Looking to see, I don't see any apples on the ground. That's good. Oh, there is an apple there. So there might be one or two apples still left in the tree. And there's another one there. So there's a couple. Not that I would eat any of these ones. But yeah, there's a couple apples left, I guess. Ronald said he's been getting rain and 22 degrees in the Netherlands. Well, the rain can be useful, but 22 degrees is still nice. Go past these vines again. The birds love this section. So the leaves have all stayed. They put all sorts of nests up there in amongst the vines. You can see the grapes are all gone. My neighbor's having some work done over at their place, so I got some saws running over there. So we will make our way into the office again, I think. I'm just reading the comment there from Steve. All right, let's flip the camera around. Back in this way. Go into the office. I have to fix the camera here, so bear with me one moment. all see me now and hear me now. There's no sounds of saws running, lawnmowers going, me stepping on the leaves. But yeah, I wanted to give you a little view of what's happening here in New Brunswick right now. Christopher says he's got Storm Ashley to look forward to tomorrow. Hopefully that doesn't bring too much rain for you. For those of you that saw yesterday's post of the stuff that arrived in the mail, there's some good videos to come. The stuff that arrived from Ohio is going to be a video into itself, and the stuff that arrived from Ed also will be a video coming up too. Stamp videos, so if you're here for the stamps, they will be coming out soon. Tomorrow is giveaway day for Stamp of the Month. So for those of you that haven't gone to Stamp of the Month yet and put in the secret word in the comments, you want to make sure you do that today, because tomorrow when I get up, I will reveal the winner with a spin of the wheel and doing the video. So that's what we're looking forward to tomorrow. I can't believe we're the back half of October already. And it's been a week since the festivities were here, and we've had a load of visitors been coming through. We've had my niece and nephews have been here from BC. My brother-in-law and his wife have been here from BC. Tonight, my nephew and his partner will be here from BC. So we're having a lot of West Coast family all show up. And by the time all those visits are done, it will be November. So the time is flying by. But with that, it also means that it's getting closer and closer to my daughter coming back home from university for Christmas break. So I'll look forward to seeing her again. Yeah, Ida Marie, I think you're going to love seeing what's inside. I haven't even gone through it all yet on what are in those two things. I will have to plan it out to organize it a bit, so I'll get a chance to have a peek at it. But there's some pretty cool things in there. So always happy, always surprised when these things show up. Half of my family are over 2,000 years old. I don't understand, Martin. Let me see, Stephen, what I have left for limericks. The 15th of November is the last one that I have, yep. I have them right here in front of me. Yes, Ronald, my favorite team, the New York Yankees, did win last night in another one of these back and forth nail biters that was giving me a heart attack. Oh, I said they were from BC before Christ, yes. Ha 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 ha. Correct. From British Columbia. Stephen is a good limerickist, yes. And some people may still have answers to the question of the month. What do your hobbies give you to send in? I've received a couple of them, so we'll see what we get before the first Saturday in November. The thing that always happens with Stephen's limericks is I don't read them ahead of time. He sends me groupings of them, and they sit in an envelope on my desk, and when it becomes that Saturday, I pull the next one out, and then I read it on camera. So I haven't read it ahead of time. It is just as fresh to me as when you guys watch it for the first time too. Which maybe I should or shouldn't do. Maybe I should be perusing them first to make sure they're things that I can read on air. So far, Stephen hasn't let me down. Cold reads are the best. Yeah, sometimes I do get tripped over in the verbiage. So it's very shame. Well, it's the same as these stamps that are sitting here. I really want to go through them and see, but I also want them to be a surprise so people can kind of get my honest reaction when I open things. So a lot of times if I get an envelope in the mail, I don't open it until it's time to do the Friday mail. Sometimes I just open it enough to find out exactly what's in it so I know it's appropriate or not. Ooh, something that will make me blush. I don't know if you can do that, Stephen, but give it your best shot. Sometimes I have good willpower, yeah. And sometimes I eat all the donuts when they show up. So it depends on what it is that's before me. This bag from Ed of all his goodies that's here, I'm very curious to go through it, but I think what I'm gonna have to do prior to the video is kind of lay it all out in order to have it make sense for the video. And then he has included packets of stamps, so I may put them in Vario pages so they're easily displayed. Yeah, so that's all going to be a part of kind of looking at it ahead of time. The stuff from Kelly is they're missing stamps from my father's Italian collection, which was really nice of her. So they're already in a presentation packet, so I won't have to do as much with those ones. Oh, sure, yeah, Christopher, every first Saturday of the month. Oh, and welcome, David, who's in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Oh, and he's found some new stamps. That's good. Well, new to him stamps, 2021. All right, Christopher, let me get back to it. Stamp of the month. So, question of the month, excuse me. Question of the month. Every first Saturday of the month, I ask a question out there into the world. So this question for this month was, what does your hobby give to you? And you can send me a postcard or a letter with your answer. My address is always in my videos, so you can easily to get a hold of me. And then the following first Saturday of the month, I read out all the responses that I get in the mail. And then I ask a new question to go forward for the next month. So it's that easy. It's just a way for us to participate and get to know each other a little bit better. I've done questions about, what's your favorite Christmas recipe? That was last year in November. I think I asked that one, so I'd have the recipe for the 1st of December, and then I got a chance to make one of them. So that was one of the fun things I got to do. Welcome, Aleve. So she's gotten back into post-crossing after a summer break. Oh, and you're kind of away right now, so that's good. You're welcome. So if it's something you're interested in participating in, Christopher, feel free to send me a postcard or a little letter with your answer to the question of the month. And I usually review those questions throughout the month too, to remind people if they want to send what the question was and things, so they don't have to go back to the first Saturday of the month. I'm just trying to get more participation. So I have these live streams every Saturday. You've seen that I've done 100. This is the 141st one in a row that we have had a live stream, getting a chance to get together. We have some regulars that are always on here, which is nice. And so they get to know each other too and have conversations back and forth. So that's one way I try to get participation. Every month I do a stamp giveaway. So my stamp of the month video at the beginning of the month is included with a giveaway, and I give you about 2 to 3 weeks to get a response in so you can participate. So that one will go tomorrow. So that was another way that I like to get people to participate. Having people answer the question of the month is a way for people to participate. I just want the channel to feel like everybody's a part of it. And so I've had lots of people that now send me in things that I can display as stamps that maybe I didn't know about, or stamps that I can add to giveaways for the future, or postcards that I can add to my collection that I can use to continue post-crossing or direct swapping with people. Yeah, it's just nice to see the generosity of everybody that want to keep this channel going. Lee says, when a post-crosser asks for a blank card in an envelope, do I do that? It happened to me last week. Actually, I don't. If I am taking somebody's address, pulling it from a profile for post-crossing, my intention is to send them a card that has some information about me that's probably decorated with the style that I like to decorate it, maybe a nice postage stamp on it as well, and try to find a card from their list. But my plan is not to just send blank postcards out to people. There are people that out there that kind of prey on the generosity of others too, that are, using these things to ask for free postcards and then are turning around and selling them. So that's not what I want to. So it's not what I want to turn the hobby into. That's for sure. Stephen says he would. So and Steve does too. Yeah. So personal preference. And Martin said he would ignore that. So yeah. I don't know. I have friends that pen pals that I have sent blank postcards to. Maybe in response to them sending me blank postcards too. You know, I've got some stuff of this collection and they've got some from another collection. And so maybe they need lighthouses and I've got lots of lighthouses here on the East Coast. So Ida Marie, terrible news for what? You have to, something bad happen in your life? It's true, you have to send a card anyway, but are you sending 2 cards now and then putting it in an envelope? Oh yes, the post crosser free postcard scam, yeah. That's what I'm leery about. I'm not leery about sharing postcards with other people. If that's what my friends would like, you know, like I said, if they want to send some stuff, that's great. 1 card and a piece of paper with the ID. Okay, so you're saying that you put a blank card in an envelope and then you just put the ID on a piece of paper inside so they can register. So they're not getting a decorated card, they're not getting a stamped card, they're not getting a message or anything. They're just getting a blank card in an envelope. Kind of takes away from post crossing, doesn't it? Spreading the joy. I don't know. Okay. Stephen says he hadn't heard of that scam. Yeah, it's a bit of a scam that's out there. And not everybody that asks for a blank postcard is doing that scam. Let me get that right off the bat. Some people are collecting postcards, but they don't want to have anything on them. They just want the blank postcard. So that's what those people are. But there are other people that are building a collection and are selling them off on their local Etsy or what have you, and are trying to make money off of other post crossers. That's what they ask for, so they don't put the extra. Okay. All right, fair enough. You're sending 1 postcard. You put the stamp on the envelope. Yeah. Personal preference. Get some Instagram messages in here too that I'll have to respond to later. Olia, if you're still on, do you have certain plans for Charmaine when she arrives? And for those of you who don't know, Charmaine is from Maine in the United States, and she is currently in Poland having a visit, but it's also her birthday coming up. So one of the things she's getting to do is to meet up with Olia for the first time. So that's fantastic. I'm very excited for the 2 of them. And Leave, there are so many wonderful things about post crossing, and your willingness to send a blank postcard if that's what they want is part of it. I mean, you're doing the part that you're making, you know, they're asking for something, you're doing it, it's not costing you anything extra. So I applaud that for you. And for Stephen, I know Stephen's generosity too. That if someone asks for something, if he's able to do it, he's usually out there doing it. It's true, Aliva. I hardly ever get cards from Belgium. I know your cards, and I always say, I think I always say too that your cards are coming from Netherlands, because I think sometimes you post from the Netherlands, so I see the stamp. But yeah, I rarely get cards from Belgium. I'm not sure. There are certain countries that I see other post-crossers are getting from regularly. Like France is one of them. I don't get a lot of cards from France, but other people get from France all the time. So I'm not sure why that is. Why post-crossing has it limited. I don't get a lot of cards from Portugal. I get some from Spain. When it comes to European countries, I tend to get from the UK, from Germany, Finland, Sweden, Ukraine, Lithuania. There's some of those. And you don't get many from Canada. I don't get many from Canada either, which is strange, but yeah, I don't know how it works. I'd love to know the algorithm, how it gets picked out. It's too bad it couldn't have a some sort of not a clock, but a wheel that as addresses get sent to you. So if you get one from Germany, then Germany gets eliminated from the board until we've gone all the way around the wheel and you get one from each. That'd be kind of an interesting way to do it if there was a way to set it up. I remember we got one from the Ukraine last week. Christopher hasn't tried post-crossing yet. It is fun and it's free. And I used to be maxing out and sending all my cards all the time. I've waned a little bit on that because of the expense with the postage going up. So I am going to try to send a few more coming up here soon, but I am not maxing out my slots as of right now, especially with the amount of direct swaps that I do too. So I'm going to have to find a balance between that, whether it is not responding to all my direct swaps the same week, let it get build up a little bit, and every couple weeks do it. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Media's had some expired postcards that have gone to Belgium. Never. Yeah. That happens everywhere. I've had postcards of the United States that have never been received. Sometimes I think people sign up for post crossing and then decide for whatever reason they don't want to do it anymore. And then when they receive postcards, they don't register them. That's my thought on it. Not that the card has been lost in the mail every time, which does happen too. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. I like it. Happy little whatever. My fellow postie from Nova Scotia. So yeah, today we're talking a little bit more about post-crossing and some of the challenges and ups and downs with getting things registered or getting things from new countries. I don't know if you guys watch Snail Mail with Smokey. I encourage you to do so if you don't. But he received a card from, where was it from? I know it only had 124 post crossers that were there, and it was like the 10,000th card that had been sent. So it's nice to get cards from those countries that don't send a lot of cards. You're just waking up. Well, did you probably work last night? Did you work the late shift again? So it makes sense that you're just getting up if you did. Yeah, I think cost of postage has gone up in every country. It's $2.94 to send a postcard now internationally for us. So $3 plus the cost of a postcard, plus the cost of any decorations you put on it. It gets pretty expensive. Well, hopefully you had a good shift last night and you get to enjoy the weekend now. And thanks for starting it off with us. Yeah, Leave, I'm not sure what, with the war in Russia and Ukraine, whether that's affecting registration or expired cards. I guess it depends on where you're sending your cards to. We can't send to Russia. We can't send to Belarus. Can't send to Israel or Palestine. So those cards aren't becoming an issue for us. We can still send cards to Ukraine, and I've not had an issue with them expiring. They're getting registered, which is good. The people that are getting them are safe and well. Welcome, Basil, from your vacation land where you are now. And good morning, Gary, from British Columbia. Yeah, Stephen, when you can send in bulk doing your thing, especially like your limericks, that makes sense to send it in one envelope rather than one at a time. Okay, you can send to Russia and they expire a lot. Well, that makes sense then. And you sent to Ukraine, item and it expired. That's a shame. Well, hoping whoever those people that you guys were both sending to, they are okay. That it expired because the card was either damaged or didn't make it or hasn't made it yet. Fingers crossed it gets there one day. And then it's not because the people are no longer there to register them. I worry about that a lot. There's been a lot of people, especially in Ukraine, that I've been able to correspond with over the last few years. And some of them I haven't heard from in a while. So I don't know what the situation is with them, whether they're there or not anymore. So it makes me sad to think. Christopher asks, how do you deal with self-adhesive stamps? They're not easy to soak off. So yes, I usually start with water soaking. If that doesn't work, bear with me. I've done a couple videos on different products, but this is one of the ones that I use here. It's not something that I can buy in Canada. I've bought cans of it when I've gone down to the United States because they still sell it. Pure citrus. Smells nice. Smells like oranges, but works really great on self-adhesive stamps. They come off easily. Would I still do post-crossing if it had a paid membership? Ooh, that's a good question. I guess it would depend on how much the membership was. I really enjoy it, but I'm also at the stage of my life right now with a child in university and one that's just graduated high school, and yeah, the bills are there and the finances aren't matching up with what's happening in inflation right now. So I'm not sure if I could afford to do a membership. If it was like $5 a year, yeah, I could probably still do that and probably still would do that. If it was expensive, I would probably have to think twice about it. One of the things that I love about it is that it is free, and as I promote it to other people, the expense for new people getting into post crossing is just the stamp and the postcard. And even the postcard you can make out of old boxes that you have around your house of cereal or tea boxes or cookies or whatever. It doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. And that's what I like about it. When you start adding membership fees to things and then maybe extra fees for this and that and badges, and it takes away that fun and that exclusive, not inclusivity that I really like promoting about the hobby. Gary said he had one to Russia, but was able to send it to Georgia where his wife was staying. Okay, that was good. Government interference with the mail, possibly. Yeah, just go to postcrossing.com. You can find out all about it, Christopher. $25. I don't know. I'd have to seriously consider it. I like being able to promote it on YouTube, and so being a member of it is great. I have lots of direct swaps, but I only have a lot of direct swaps because I got into post crossing and because I have a YouTube channel and people have reached out to do so. So I probably, if I stopped doing post crossing, I probably still would have enough mail and things to show you on the Friday videos with all the friends. But I like the aspect of sending something to someone who I don't know, that it might brighten their day, that might tell them a little bit about Canada and my situation, and kind of brings the world together. So that's the wonderful thing about post crossing. Steven says, if I had to pay for a membership, it would depend on the price. That plus the cost of postage and the cards, not sure it would be within my, see, that's exactly the case. Your budget. Everybody's on a budget right now. Ida Marie says she does post crossing at her leisure. Life is expensive. Exactly. And that's kind of what I've gotten into too. I was maximize, send out as many cards as possible. And now I am cutting back, not because I'm cutting back on the hobby because I don't like it. I'm cutting back because I don't want to bankrupt my family because I'm sending cards in post crossing and direct swaps. So finding that balance is great. John says, good morning, and good morning. He has a hard time finding non-tourist cards. I sent out my last card, it never received, turned me off. Okay, well, two things. Yeah, sometimes they don't make it to their destination. So I always say that this hobby is about patience. So hello, Mark. Well, so you do have to be patient. The first 5 cards you send out, if one of them doesn't make it, hopefully the other 4 are going to make it, and then you're going to start getting cards in return. So I've been lucky enough that I've had some expired, but overall I've received almost 800 official cards now. So that means I've sent 800 cards, and expired cards, maybe 20, maybe 30 at the most. So it's pretty good. Either way, I'd give it another shot if you could. And finding non-tourist cards, yeah, every place is different. Here in my area, postcards really aren't as big a thing anymore because people aren't sending them as much, unfortunately. So I do go to places that are touristy destinations and I get tourist cards there. But I've had cards sent to me. I've gone to secondhand shops and found postcards. You can go into local bookstores or on eBay and places like that and get postcards that are discounted quite a bit. And I found in stamp shows too, they've got postcards. Usually they're a bit more expensive though. Gary's saying, what would a premium membership get you? People would probably take it more seriously if they had to pay for it, yes, but then you would probably have less people trying it out because the membership would scare them away. So that would be my thought on it. Yes, people do start and stop the hobby quite often, and that's the same thing. I think it probably life gets in the way and the budget gets in the way, that sometimes you have to make decisions on what you're going to cut out of your life. Are you going to cut out eating breakfast, or are you going to cut out buying postage stamps? And that honestly could happen, I guess. Ida Marie says, postcard shows, if you get them, is a good place for it. So I don't have a postcard show here, but if you do have one in your area, check it out. Buy postcards from Temu, Amazon, Chapters Online, yeah, so there's lots of places you can get them cheaper. You have to be wary though. I went and bought what they said were postcards. And so, yeah, they're postcard light, but they are very thin. So I haven't really used them as postcards yet. I may start cutting them up and using them as decorations on my other postcards. So be careful. Sometimes what you pay is cheap, is what you get is cheap. What else do we have? Etsy is a good place, apparently. Roger says, Quest, where does the cost of a stamp go when you post a card for $2.90? Well, you got to pay for the postal employees. You have to pay for the machines. You have to pay for the trucks, the planes, the boats, the fuel that gets you. I still think it's a good deal. Well, look here in Canada to say, I can send a postcard from here on the eastern part of the country to the western part of the country. It get there in a couple days, and it only costs me $1.15. It's a pretty good bargain. But I get it as a post crosser and as a stamp collector that the price of stamps is going up. It's getting more expensive. So to say costs $3 for me to send a card to Australia, it's not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money if you send 40 of them. What else do we have? These are great. Lots of questions coming in. Sometimes things just get lost in the mail. Recently, I've been getting mail that was first sent random places. Korea, Algeria, Canada. Sometimes mail just disappears. Yeah, sometimes mail does disappear. Sometimes places have, or people's handwriting. That's why I've gone to using a printer or cutting out the profile to put it on so people aren't worried about my handwriting. Sometimes people write on a card, Sydney, and forget to put Australia, and it ends up in Sydney, Nova Scotia here in Canada. I've had that lots of times, or I'm sure vice versa. Mail that is destined for Nova Scotia is ending up in Australia. So lots of things. Can you glue cardboard to the back so it can go through? Yeah, you can. All of these little pieces of paper, you can take a thicker piece of cardboard, Bristol board, even a box that you cut up, you can put that on the back so you can make your own postcard. Some people like that, some people don't. Welcome, Jackie. Glad you've been able to make it to the show. Midia says if you get a chance to go to a post-crossing meetup, sometimes people bring cards or boxes of them and you can take some for free. Yes, I've been to a few meetups here, and they've had that where you can bring in some of the postcards maybe that you don't want and add them to the pile, or you can just take some of your own. I know Sophia was wonderful about that. She brought down a lot of postcards that she's had in her collection for a while that she wasn't using, just to give away. And so I've added some things in that I saw in that collection that was like, well, I don't have any from that kind of series or that brand, and people like that, so I was able to get some. Bristol board, thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, so. And Gary's been creating some of his own postcards with pictures he takes. I know Charmaine does the same thing. There are a lot of people that are doing that, or go on Canva. That's how I print my World Postcard Day cards of Polo, or my That Dad Guy cards. I go on Canva. It's really cheap to get a bunch of postcards. Now, if you want a bunch of different images, I'm not sure how that works with Canva as far as the quantities, but if you want the same postcard, you can get those all cheaply if you make them yourself. Post-crossing meetup piles are so generous. Absolutely. The generosity between post-crossers and philatelists, is, I've just discovered, is incredible. People want to help you stay in hobbies and get you excited about the hobbies by sharing other stuff that they have laying around that they're maybe not using. So I think it's fantastic. And those videos that I have for next week from Ed and Kelly are prime examples of that. They didn't have to do what they did, and they didn't know me from a hole in the wall, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Same thing with Steven. Steven and I never really knew each other, and then he started sending things. And then all of a sudden, we have all these new videos are coming out that are about Steven, or that Steven adds to the giveaways. Just wonderful. And I apologize, there is a phone ringing in the background. Life is happening here too, busy place. Wow, we've been able to talk for like 45 minutes just because you guys keep adding in questions or statements that I can read off of. This is the way the live is supposed to be, rather than me just staring at the screen or talking about things that are upcoming. So thank you for everyone that's participating. And Jackie, what are you up to? You got the excited face that you're on the live stream, but you haven't said anything else. Hopefully I haven't missed any statements there. I was trying to go through them as they were popping up. I think we got them all. Anne-Marie was at her church rummage sale and bought a big rummage sale as a big box of postcards for $1. Wow, that's a good deal. Well, I appreciate it, Stephen. You've got a plethora of knowledge, and your generosity is incredible. So thank you so much, my friend. Oh, you just woke up. Well, it makes sense with the time difference. Well, hopefully your notification for the live stream isn't what woke you up, but you've decided to join anyways. Gary says, good day to write postcards here. Atmospheric river outside looking at 120 to 150 millimeters. Wow, that's a lot of rain. Well, stay dry. Hopefully your house is got great drainage around it, so there's no flooding. But that's a lot of rain to receive over a couple days. Provincial election day in British Columbia today. Okay. Our provincial election day is on Monday, so we're running pretty close together. So we'll have to get out there and vote. This will be Ari's first election, so we've got to get him down and get him registered to vote too. I can hear the conversation in the background on the phone. It sounds like my mother-in-law called, but it also sounds like my daughter was on FaceTime with my wife. So the three of them are having a conversation. Ida Marie, you're 2 weeks time. That's your federal election. That's to see who your president will be in 2 weeks. Yeah. Everybody's watching that too, I think. Ours are provincial. Ours aren't a federal election. Our federal election shouldn't be till next year unless something happens. How soon to an election can you register in Canada? Well, I think as a Canadian citizen, once you turn 18, you're eligible, but you have to go down to the returning office. We're going to find out what it really amounts to, but we're going down election day. My wife and I are on the ballot. We're not on the ballot, but are registered. We have our card that we can bring, and my son will just bring his driver's license and proof of residency, probably his passport too, and then we'll put him up. Do we celebrate Halloween? Yes, we celebrate Halloween here in Canada. So one of the things I was hoping earlier on when I was going to walk around the neighborhood with you guys was to show you some of the decorations that people have up, but I may wait a little bit and do that in the evening so you guys can see what they look like lit up. We don't generally decorate our house until about the 30th though. I put it up right at the last minute and then we take it down on the 1st of November. So it's not up for very long, just up for the kids to see. And a little piece of paper garbage that must have fallen out of that envelope that had the week postcards. Decoration fun video in 2 weeks. Yeah, probably. I don't know if I do a video of us decorating or because you could go back and look at Halloween videos from the past. The decorations are pretty much the same and in the same places. So we pretty much have it down pat how we want to do it. But I have done videos of other people, how they decorate for Halloween and for Christmas too. So looking at that. Do they have fireworks in New Brunswick for Halloweens? You didn't in Ontario, but they do a bit in BC. No, not really. There's no fireworks, at least not any government regulated fireworks. Whether kids or families decide to do some, that's their own business, but no, not generally. Nova Scotia is having an election as well. I don't know Nova Scotia politics, so I don't know who Andy Fillmore is, but we're generally not in a political channel here either way, but all I usually say is go out and vote. Whoever you decide is best for you and your beliefs, then vote for them. Christopher says he has a pumpkin carving competition in his allotment next week, so I need to get carving. What's your theme? What are you going to carve on your particular pumpkin? There are some amazing things that people can carve on pumpkins now. It just blows me away. We do not celebrate Guy Fawkes Day in Canada. No, no fireworks here. You'll see fireworks on Canada Day in July and New Brunswick Day in August. We used to have them on New Year's Eve. I'm not sure that we do anymore. I don't think we do. Those are generally the only dates that we have fireworks that are official fireworks dates. Sometimes other religious holidays, people have fireworks for them, though. Civic duty, yep. Get out there and vote. It's your democratic right, so use it. No Guy Fawkes Night in Canada, no. 419 years since Guy Fawkes. Not Guy Hawkes, Guy Fawkes. He was the gentleman who decided he was going to try to blow up British Parliament. Victoria Day, New Year's Eve fireworks, big fireworks show, Vancouver in the middle of the summer. Yeah, you have the Benches Hedges fireworks display. When we used to live downtown, we could see them right over from our balcony in English Bay. It was beautiful. But that, once again, is more of a private thing. Victoria Day fireworks? I don't think we have Victoria Day fireworks here. Yeah, and 4th of July for the U.S. Independence Day, and then summer special events. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was just a misspelling. I didn't mean to jump on you, or didn't even, hopefully didn't come across that way. Maybe it's just in Victoria. I think every region probably has their own thing that they use fireworks to celebrate. But I think nationally, Canada's independence, fireworks are everywhere. I'm sure in Quebec, maybe Bastille Day is a fireworks day for them. Do I have any pets beside Polo the Hedgehog? I do not. Before Polo, it was Paige, our Weimaraner, the dog. U.S. celebrating big in 2026. Seems when we first came to Australia in '64, they celebrated Guy Fawkes Day, but being summer, it caused too many bushfires. Yeah. So after about 5 years, it was banned. They still have organized fireworks on the 26th of January. Okay. Good old Canada, yep. And Christopher's still deciding what he's going to carve on his pumpkin. Australia Day, National Day, rather controversial. Okay. All right, maybe we're running to an end here, people. At the end of the conversation, 54 minutes in. You don't get trick-or-treaters in your apartment building. Well, maybe you'll have to go and, I don't know, find a neighborhood and give them out. Or give them out from the plants. Maybe organize something with the union and they can go out and give out treats. Bonfire night's your son's birthday. That's good. Happy birthday to him when it happens. How many trick-or-treaters do we normally get? Around 120. So that's usually what we plan for treats, around 120. The last few years, we've given out full cans of pop or soda, if you will. So it's usually what we do. Yeah, really good discussion today. It's been pretty free-flowing. Hello, Arnaud. Ça va bien, merci beaucoup. Do I dress up? No, we don't dress up. Other than we have They look like witches' hats, but they're kind of candy corn. My wife and I put that on. We have a speaker with music that is kind of karaoke style, so it does lights, and we turn off the lights and just have the front door. So we kind of play spooky music, and when it's earlier in the day, we don't put the spooky music on. We put the fun music for the little kids, but as the night goes on, we try to make it spookier for the teenagers and things that start to show up. Yeah, 120. It also depends on what side of the neighborhood. My side of the street, we have a sidewalk out front, or a pavement, if you will. And the other side of the street doesn't have that. So we tend to get more trick-or-treaters on our side than the people across the street. U.S. Halloween, a big money maker. I'm sure it's very the same here in Canada. People have been selling Halloween candies and decorations for your houses now for months. And we've been eating candy for months now too. So, and we buy the Halloween chocolate bars. We're not giving those out. We're just eating them for ourselves. And we buy big flats of pop at Costco. So it's cheaper that way for us. All right. Any other things? Any other discussions you want to have? Or do we want to wrap it up? We're coming up on 56 minutes. I'm very happy that you guys have participated as much as you have. And it's not been all the same person. There's been a mixture of people adding stuff in. Steven says Halloween's getting a bit bigger in his area now, but no one turns up. Well, maybe it's just the start of it. Maybe it will happen. Yeah, we used to do the mini chocolate bars and packets of candy and things like that, and they're, I don't know, $15 for 100 of them, but they're only little things. You tend to give them 3 at a time, so you have to buy 3 or 4 packs of that. You can buy 36 cans of pop at Costco for about $14. So I buy 3 or 4 flats of that, so $50, and then I've got enough to give everybody. And the kids seem to be pretty happy because everybody else is giving them chips and chocolate, and they can get a pop when they get here. We used to do it so we had pop and we had juices or mini sips or Kool-Aid or something like that for the smaller kids. But lately we've just been going to pop for everybody. And I've had some kids that come up and say, I don't drink pop. It's like, well, that's all I've got. I'm sorry. So maybe we'll have a little bag of something for the people that say, I don't drink pop. I know it's not healthy, but either is eating 1,000 chocolate bars. So yeah, those giant skeletons you can buy from Costco are crazy. We don't have any decorations that big in our house, nor do we want to have to just try to store it in our house. Yeah, Costco's here too. Costco's everywhere. Well, Christopher, it's been nice having you on here too to be able to talk about different things. And I hope your pumpkin carving goes great. Maybe you'll even be able to send something out. Candy corn, yuck. Yeah, I agree. I hate the stuff too, but my rest of my family likes it. I think it tastes like wax. I would rather not eat that. And there you go. You like corn, so there are. I guess that's why they keep selling it. Some people keep eating it. We have Spirit of the Halloween up here too. Yep. Here they're gonna switch the stores from Spirit of Halloween to Spirit of Christmas when they're done. So those temporary stores will keep the lease right through Christmas. Yeah, you're going to find a lot of things between Canada and the United States when it comes to retail are identical. We are very much influenced by a lot of the things that you have down there. We have Walmart, we have all the other big stores. They're all up here too. You heard the same for that same switch too in the US, yeah. Yeah, I imagine it's a corporate policy throughout that they've found a way to capitalize on big blow up skeletons to switch them over to big blow up Santa Clauses. So it's the same products that they're selling, really, lights and decorations for the front of the yard. So it only makes sense that they would do both holidays. Jackie's heard about that as well. Roger says every so often he watches a Bewitched Halloween episode. There's 3. That's going back in time. Bewitched. Bewitched, and what was the other one? Oh, I Dream of Jeannie. I guess it's a genie and a witch. They're 2 different things, but they were around the same time frame. I'm glad you joined our live stream today too, and come back, join it again next Saturday, because we're going to do it all over again. All right. That being said, do they have Halloween in Greece, Roger? All right, you're gonna have to answer that one real quick, because I'm gonna sign off. It's been an hour. I'm gonna find out what's happening with my daughter in the other room, because she's live streaming, or not live streaming. She's FaceTiming the other room. TV was simple then. F1 in a few hours, exactly, Gary. The sprint race is on this afternoon, and I want to get out and tackle my yard and get some things done too. A lot of stuff to do, and we got to get cleaned up before guests arrive again this evening. So you guys, thanks so much for making another wonderful live stream. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye, Medea. Bye, everyone else. Have a magical week.